11 Sports and For the Fans welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
Deep in the heart of Bayou country lies Houma, Louisiana. Not too far from the swamps where alligators call home.
And the Cajuns roam.
Is the home of the Louisiana Revolution Stack-Up Stadium as they play host to the Tulsa Desperados. Good afternoon, everyone. Alongside my analyst, Rick Northrup, I'm Colin Northrup.
Good afternoon, everybody.
We have KT and David Horrell on stats. Cameron Irvine, our producer.
We have it on good authority, Colin, that KT and Dave are ready to rockaroo.
Gabriel Manning in the high-powered Tulsa attack. Look to slow down the Revolution squad led by that man, Johnny Pickler, as the Revolution look to continue to stack up victories here at home.
Indeed, and Pickler had a great rookie season last year with St. Louis. Here he is now down Cajun country.
Tulsa calling the toss of the coin with their captain quarterback Deacon Nickens. And they will elect to put their defense on the field first. So we'll get a look at Johnny Pickler in front of the home crowd. Rick, these are two teams. Tulsa's 1-1 with a couple of close games.
Yes.
And Louisiana is undefeated. Does that undefeated streak for Louisiana end today?
I don't know. I'm wondering if it's Tulsa time today here down in Louisiana, Colin.
Judith, Oregon to kick off for Tulsa. And we're underway. Return up the middle of the field by Mike Twinscrew. Brought down at the 26. So we'll get our first look at this Revolution offense led by Johnny Pickler. Reggie Streeter is his halfback. Saren Storm, Chase Earl, and the aforementioned Mike Twinscrew are the wide receivers. Cody Scott is the tight end, and the offensive linemen are Leonard Butler Sr. and Rudy Ray Dunn. Deep back is Streeter. Pickler to throw for the first time. One-handed catch by Cody Scott is good for a first down at the Revolution 38-yard line.
Nifty little grab, and almost as nifty as my partner using the SAT vocabulary word aforementioned. +1 for you, Colin.
I'm Colin. He's Rick.
Yo.
Here with you early on here at Houma, Louisiana, as the Revolution has the first possession game are on the move. Johnny Pickler back to throw for pass number 2. Completes it out to Chase Earl for a pickup of 6 yards. Let's go over that Tulsa defense quickly. Defensive ends Chris Andrews, Alberto DeMora, Jaden Swift, and KT Slayer are the defensive tackles. Inside linebackers Espen Real, outside linebacker DJ Majesty, Nate Hetzlap, Mo Austin, Cameron Shaw are the corners. Ezekiel Love and Kane Vasquez are the safeties. Here, 2nd and 4, give to Streeter. He'll lose a yard on his first carry. Charging in there, among others, was Jaden Swift. 3rd down and 5 for the Revolution on their own 43-yard line. Need to get just before to the 50 for a first down. Tulsa showing blitz. Here's the get to Streeter. And he will not get there. In fact, he will lose another yard. Espen Real coming up the middle along with Swift, the second-year defensive tackle, making the stop. It'll be 4th down and 6. Walter Malinishin. On for the punt. Gabriel Manning back deep. And Manning camps under this one. Breaks the tackle, but won't get very far. Here we got Bull. Revolution, our favorite in this one, just a shade over 76%. Tulsa,
That's called a massive landslide in the favorability ratings, just so you know.
Tulsa just a tick above 23%, almost to 24%.
3-1.
Deacon Nickets will start in the shotgun with 3 wide receivers. Back either side. We'll get to the rest of his offense after this play as this throw goes out to Anthony Mosley, who promptly loses 5 yards.
Makes the catch and loses yards with an open field. Don't get me started on these poorly executed or poorly designed, who knows which it is now, swing passes. So far this season, I've only seen one team run those effectively.
Nickens under center. Sons of Robinson the single back. Manning to the bottom of your screen. Quick drop.
Oh.
Nickens goes down, sacked by Ross Napoli.
The Louisiana defense is showing they might be as good as their offense there in terms of moving the ball from your television left to your television right.
Sons of Robinson is the tailback. Corey Jones, TJ Hume, and Gabriel Manning are the wide receivers. Anthony Mosley is the tight end. Finley James is the center. Michael Potter is the offensive guard. Nickens in the gun by himself. 5 wide, back to throw, steps up. Just got rid of the ball. Incomplete. Pressure that time by JoJo Salizzi, and that'll be a quick 3 plays and a punt for the Desperados.
For a minute there, the way that ball just kind of popped in the air, I was wondering if it was going to be a fumble, but they call it an incomplete forward pass, Colin.
See, his arm was moving forward. And the punt is nearly blocked. Twin Screw is standing back on the other side of his 50. Will get tackled at the 48.
Throws a much appreciated spin move right after making the catch, but look at the field position the Revolution come up with here for their second possession.
I see D Johnny 2K in the chat. He was all excited about the Napoli stack for not only football reasons, but for charity reasons. We'll get into that a little bit later.
All right.
3 men in the backfield. Our eye look to the weak side. Desperados showing blitz. Here's to get the Streeter. Spins inside. Breaks the tackle. There goes the Streeter. And Kane Vasquez has to hang on for dear life and brings him down at the 32.
Reggie Streeter cuts it back up the middle while he's still in the backfield. Don't know if that was the design, but there's a nice hole there for him. He gets a little lost in the wash right there. And next thing you know, he's bumbling and stumbling downfield.
There's Streeter.
I like this formation.
Again, they go back to the same play, but this time they get a much different result. They lost 2 yards.
So do the Desperados, apparently.
Streeter already 4 carries. Pickler 2 for 2 for 18 yards.
How many yards does Streeter have there?
Streeter has 16 yards with a long of 20.
16 with a long of 20. We'll get back to that one.
Pickler to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. All the way back at the Desperado 41.
Ooh, a little karma there. I don't know.
Jaden Swift broke through. Leonard Butler Sr. beat him easily with an inside move, and it'll be 3rd down and very long.
Pickler's got a good arm, as we've seen, and Revolution are going to need it here on this set.
They go quads, 4 wide receivers to either side. Streeter to single back. 6-step drop from Pickler. Has to throw on the run and nearly throws an interception, which falls harmlessly to the turf after being knocked around by Ezekiel Love, the free safety.
That was a great play, but let's rain on that parade a little bit for both teams. First of all, Pickler should have aired that out as the receiver was behind the defense. If he just arcs that thing down the field instead of throwing a dart, That's completed for a score. And then Tulsa's side of the ball, catch it. Please catch that ball.
Melanesian on for his second punt. He angles this toward the corner away from Manning, who will call a fair catch at his own 12. So with 6:31 to go in the first, score is 0-0 between Tulsa and Louisiana. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Desperados take over on their own 12 for their second possession of the ball game, 1st and 10. They go trips to the bottom this time as part of a 4-wide set. Nickens, quick drop, throws, and it's a fumble. This time they call it a fumble, and Louisiana picks it up. Oh my goodness. Let's see who picked up that ball. I can't quite tell. And JoJo Salizzi, I think, forced the fumble. Yep, it was Salizzi who forced the fumble, and then
Wow.
number 33 for Louisiana.
That's
Jeff Melanesian fell on it, but Deion Hawkins is challenging almost immediately.
Yeah, you know, before I had a chance to make mention, it looked to me like there was some arm action going forward there. But we'll see. Let's get a better look at it here.
They go with the quick drop.
Yeah, it goes off somebody's hat.
It looks like Deion Hawkins will win this challenge.
Well, see what our 62 has to say. It's a quick look.
And Coach Hawkins is correct, and they rule it an incomplete. Huge break for the Desperados here in the early going. I think they need to get away from those 3-step drops from the center. Do something a little more deeper.
Yeah, especially with the limited protection that the current package seems to be providing. I'll remind everybody after we get the second possession here, we'll get our first look at the Rick meter coming up. Stay tuned for that.
Nickens takes a deeper drop. It's up, throws down the middle. It's intercepted. It's Nickens Blake running back zone for a pick six, and Louisiana scores a defensive touchdown.
Oh wow! Louisiana was going to get that ball one way or the other, and there's your first score of the game, Colin.
Nathan Blake, as Nickens tried to throw it into double coverage, pass intended for Corey Jones. And no luck, DJ Hume couldn't quite make the tackle, and into the end zone goes Blake. We haven't even gone through the Louisiana defensive lineup, and we're going to get our first look at the kicker, picked in the 5th round, 9th pick in the 5th round, 80th overall, Matt Finnick, for his first kick of the day. It's up and through, so it's 6:20 to go in the first. Louisiana leads 7-0, courtesy of their defense.
Wow. KS Mas Macho. The Revolution offense or Revolution defense? Sorry, Colin.
As we take a look at the passing yards per game coming in, Louisiana 16th with 250, Tulsa with 10th with 278.5. And right now, Nickens, he's got a little bit to figure out as Gabriel Manning returns this one, and Manning to the outside gets tackled at the 28.
Mildly dangerous there if he could have gotten the corner.
I was going to go with the charity stuff for a moment. Stack Up, the naming partner for the Revolution Stadium, is a military gaming charity, and the Revolution have several initiatives to raise money for Stack Up, including every time Ross Napoli gets a sack, he will $14 will get donated to Stack Up as Nickens almost gets sacked that time, and it's knocked away by Malinishin. There's
almost throws another pick as he goes across the field in a very dangerous throw. Nickens going to have to get it a little bit better together.
joining Napoli and Solizzi on the defensive line are tackles Luther Gond and Deontay Wilder. Linebackers are Chuck Diesel and Blake Craze. Evan Arthur and Rolleman Hood are the corners. Nathan Blake, Jeff Malinishin, and Tank Bennett are the safeties. So you see a lot of nickel because it's two free safeties, and Nickens goes deep, knocked away by Arthur. Pass intended for Manning, incomplete, 3rd and 10.
Nice route there, and was open. Just couldn't get the throw. Throw couldn't be delivered exactly where it needed to be, and I'll go back to my rainbow comment. If you air that sucker out every once in a while, let your wide receivers run under it, especially when they're like, I don't know, behind the defense.
5 receivers, trips to the top, 2 receivers to the bottom. Nickens by himself, staring at a 3-man defensive line for the Revolution, and Nickens going down the field. It's complete for the first down, and that is the first catch of the day for Gabriel Manning, who's an explosive deep threat.
And that's a quality throw right there.
Just runs the post, cuts in front of Nathan Blake, but ultimately the tackle is made by the backup strong safety.
He has a good sense of that zone and where the coverages overlap, and gets himself into a gap. And Nickens puts it in the right spot.
3 wide receivers here. First handoff for Sons of Robinson, and he picks up a yard as he had to hurdle a down lineman, Chuck Diesel, in on the tackle. This Revolution defense has a decidedly St. Louis flavor. Team owner Gerald Smith came from St. Louis. As you take a look at Nickens' numbers, 1 interception, a big part of why the quarterback rating currently sits at 0. Here's a handoff again to Robinson, and Sons of Robinson picks up 8 yards on the play to set up a 3rd and manageable from the Revolution 43.
Revolution with a first down saving tackle there as they drug him down from behind.
They go 2 tight ends, offset eye to the strong side. Robinson, 3rd carry in a row, picks up the first down to the 40.
Robinson, as Neil Young would sing years ago, won't be denied.
They go 2 tight ends again. Robinson on the carry, breaking tackles, and down he goes after pickup of 7.
Yeah, maybe a smart move to quit trying to throw the ball so much and get Robinson going, get him fired up. I want to thank KT and Dave Harrell, manning the stats for us today.
Tulsa coming in, averaging just over 50.5 rushing yards per game, but really leaning it on it here. Robinson gets smacked at the 31-yard line, set up a 3rd and 1. That's Blake Craze delivering the lumber.
Really like to see Tulsa pick up the first down here to keep this little mini drive going.
Again, they stick with the 2 tight ends, really leaning into that line. Here's the pulling guard. Robinson does not get there. In fact, he lost a yard. Back to the 32. Chuck Diesel saves what probably could have been a first down. And Judah Dorgan on for his first career SFL field goal attempt. Well, wait a minute. The offense is back on the field here on 4th and 2.
Everybody in the on the field knew Tulsa was going to run on that play. And just better execution by the Revolution on that. Is it a staring contest?
He's trying to hard count. See that head moving.
Tulsa looking at the silly Kniggets, trying to provoke them, and
They do not move.
right.
So far for Robinson, 20 yards and 6 carries. 3.3 yards a carry. And there's a look at Coach Hawkins. Talking things over with his quarterback.
You could see he's like, I insulted their shrubbery. I called them Kniggets. They wouldn't move.
We have 4th and 2. And this is the first career field goal attempt for Judah Dorgan. Signed just this week to replace Lonzy Champion.
I think the coach wanted him to use the "your mother smells like elderberry" joke. But regardless, we have a field goal attempt here, Colin.
And Dorgan's kick is right down the middle from 48 yards. Congratulations to that young man as he scores his first three-pointer in the Simulation Football League.
Hey, Judah.
Speaking of the Simulation Football League, if you're new to this and you're wondering what this is all about, you're watching the first controllerless esport where strategy and AI instead of thumbs determine the outcome. Teams submit game plans prior to the simulation and the results play out live in real time with hundreds of viewers turn players, scouts, coaches, and team owners all on the field to create an experience. To create an all-new kind of virtual reality. Visit simulationfl.net for more information. As Mike Twinscrew returns it up to the Louisiana 26, and let's see if this Revolution offense can get going. They've had a couple 3-and-outs on their one drives. Their defense is responsible for their 7 points.
You know, what's interesting is the Louisiana offense has been outscored by both Tulsa and their own defense. So Pickler with a little pride point here.
6-step drop, fires it out, and it is incomplete to Saren Storm.
Was he out of bounds?
He said he did not drag the necessary foot in to
Didn't get the footage.
And now Gerald Smith challenging whether that ruling was
correct. The Secret Service. Look at that. I want to welcome the U.S. Treasury Department into the game today. Apparently, the replays are so important.
Here's Pickler's out pass to Saren Storm, the young man who came over from London.
I don't think he's
looked like he might have had both feet in. Sometimes it's maybe one. We'll see. And Gerald Smith gets the call to go his way.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. The Secret Service seems pleased. That's about as much emotion as you're going to get out of those boys. Trust me, I've worked with them in my prior life as a bank.
Louisiana coming into this game 7.5-point favorites at home. Over under 52.5. 2nd and 3. That was a pickup of 7. They give it to Streeter, and Streeter's strung out in the backfield. They'll lose 3 yards, and Espen Real leads the charge. Sets up a 3rd and 6, and they've had a tough time getting Streeter going. Apart from the one long run we saw earlier. 3 wide, single back, offset to the right side. Pickler back to throw, over the middle, complete. And that's Cody Scott's 2nd reception to the Revolution 39-yard line. And Scott played a big role in why Johnny Pickler was so effective in his rookie year with the Gladiators. Decided to join Johnny in this Bayou team, which was previously located in New Orleans. It's New Orleans Pharaohs before being sold to new ownership and relocated to Oma. Saren Storm catches that one in bounds this time, no doubt about that. Brings it up to the 50 for the first down.
Nice throw and heads up to get enough yak for that first down. I think sometimes teams forget about the the basics, one of which is just move the sticks. Execute your plays to get you in position, stay on or ahead of schedule, and move the sticks.
Now they throw in that extra tight end down there. That is Holden McNeil next to the fullback. And Reggie Streeter has all kinds of room. Inside goes Reggie Streeter down the field. He beats everybody. Touchdown, Revolution.
Wow. He shows his street speed. Take a bow, young man.
And that is speed in space.
Speed in space.
As we take a look at this again, just a simple power play.
And the spin move. Who was that totally got deked by that? I think that guy's still running to the other end zone. Whoops.
That was Ezekiel Love, the poor rookie free safety.
Oh.
And Kane Vasquez had the angle, but just couldn't quite catch up to Reggie.
I'm sorry for your loss, rookie.
53 seconds left in this quarter. And Louisiana up by 10, 11 pending the extra point. According to the drive summary, that was a 5-play, 74-yard drive. And the previous Desperado field goal drive was 10 plays, 40 yards. It's now 14-3 with 53 seconds left. And Rick,
yes, Colin.
as the Rick meter got its data, as we take a look at the other matchups, we have Portland and Vegas on our Twitch channel. Then on Monday at 7 Eastern, on 11 and for the fans, we have Atlanta and Denver and Baltimore, Carolina. Don't forget during that game to download CrowdPlay, our new partner for 2020, and play the game about the game. Say more about that in a moment.
All right, so yeah, let's talk about the Rick meter here. Rick meter is the team's Rick meter staff has been taking careful notes throughout the start of this game, and we'll note that they wish us to note. Sorry, I got a mouthful of marbles there for some reason. That 3 units have scored so far in this game, and Louisiana has 2 of the 3, and they have the lead 14-3. And so the Rick meter right now is coming out as a lean Louisiana.
Nick Inns goes down back at the 15. Get back to crowd play for a moment. You saw the 1K graphic flash up on the screen. Follow the action and answer questions for a chance to win a share of $1,000 prize pool. Next chance is the game of the week right here on 11 Sports tomorrow night at 9 Eastern when Baltimore visits Carolina. Visit crowdplay.com for more details. And Nathan Blake, who already has an interception, is looking for more. That sack was made by Luther Gah.
That was a good play, and I'm sure I'll be hearing from the league about talking over the graphic. As there's a sack.
And there's another sack. This time it's Ross Napoli again, and that's more money for Stack Up. This sacks will continue to stack up.
Wow. Yeah, so as I was saying, I'm sure I'll hear from the league for talking over nonsense as they had a graphic, and here we are.
We're at the end of the first quarter. Louisiana in front 14-3. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 and for the fan. Welcome back to Stack Up Stadium in Houma, Louisiana. And this Revolution defensive line, led by that young man, Ross Napoli, has put the Desperados in a corner. 3rd and 26 from their own 8 to start the second. And Deacon Rick gets sacked. nearly in the end zone.
Do the
That time
Egyptian.
it's Jojo Scaluzzi, the other defensive end.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. They're back at the goal line, and the punter basically has
How is
to
that not a safety?
stand near the back of the end zone. The Revolution will get great field position.
And the compliment Tulsa didn't want to have is good work staying out of the end zone and avoiding the safety.
And Twin Screw returns this up to the Desperado 34. One of the players that is really interesting is offensive guard Leonard Butler Sr., number 68. He was picked in his 6th round, 9th overall. And I think the Rick meter has enough information for its first reading of the day.
Didn't I already say lean?
As Reggie Streeter up the middle spins and picks up close to 8 yards on the play. That'll be 2nd and 2.
Nobody ever pays attention to me. It's like everybody else in my house. Nobody listens to me. It was lean Louisiana because two out of the 3 scoring units so far in the game were Louisiana. There it is.
Oh, the Rick meter
the Rick
says
meter.
lean Louisiana.
That was just for you, my broadcast partner, Colin. Pay attention.
Squins receivers to the top in an I formation. Pick gets balled because one of the defensive linemen blew up the original intended play, and Pickler had to scramble to pick up 2 yards. Talking about making something out of nothing.
Where's your drill sergeant, son? Blown up, sir.
3rd and 1 from the 25. They're well within Finnick field goal range.
These boys finished their training on their own.
Streeter picks up the first down and plenty more and nearly broke a tackle. Oh my goodness, Reggie Streeter. Somebody check underneath his cleats because he's on fire.
You know, I was thinking, Colin, these are just the kind of type of go-getters I need for my EM50 project in Italy.
1st and 10 at the 16. One receiver either side. Chase Earl got hurt early last week. His one catch so far. Oh, the throw. Incomplete. Espen Real on the coverage.
Pickler trying to quick pitch him there right at the line. What was it, like a 1.5 step drop as he fires almost immediately after taking the snap, Colin.
2nd and 10. From the 16. As I see Yogi Bar in the chat, picks up the EM50 reference from the movie Stripes, for those who don't know. Cody Scott flexed out. Pickler all the way back will throw to Scott, who
runs around.
Run backwards and got out of bounds at the line of scrimmage.
Around. I got the ball. Did I pick up a yard or 2? Okay. Heck. It's your head in the game, son, said the wandering commenter.
There's a look at Scott on the sidelines. Also spent time with Carolina before time with St. Louis, and now the Revolution. 4 wide. Pickler. 6-step drop. Clean pocket. Throws to the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown, Saren Storm. And the Revolution expand this lead to 20-3.
Wow. Nice throw right in the back of the end zone. Full-on 49ers play. Joe Montana-ish to, who was that in the back? Dwight?
John Taylor.
John Taylor, yeah. Dwight Clark. John Taylor.
Here's Fennick again for the extra point. LaFalouche holding. And the battery is perfect. It's now 21-3 with 8:37 to go in the 2nd quarter. Louisiana in firm control of this one. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports in for the Fan. Welcome back to Houma, Louisiana. The Revolution in firm control of this one. They just scored to go up 21-3. I'm Colin Northup. Rick Northup alongside me. KT and David Horrell on stats. Cameron Irvine, our executive producer and esteemed commissioner. Gabriel Manning on the return, and Manning up the middle to 27. So far for Mr. Manning, as we get a look at Finley James from San Francisco, California, enjoys dirt bikes, likes wildlife photography, is a lifetime NRA member, and he played for Birmingham in the SFL minor leagues. So he likes to photograph lizards and snakes, Rick.
Oh, man. Man, oh, man. I want to party with him.
Deacon Nickens when the gun fires out, and it is the first catch of the day to DJ Hume, and the young man who spent time as a wide receiver with the Madison Lynx picks up 2 yards, 2nd and 8.
Yeah, I appreciate the home office and the producers getting the technical team getting that graphic up there, because they put it in order for extra large serving of fries and a Coke earlier. I don't know if they've gotten that yet, but I think they're lacking nourishment, so good job.
Nickens going deep down the field on the 7th.
Ah!
It's Corey Jones breaks the tackle, and he's gonna walk into the end zone, but then he realizes Relevant Hood is right behind him, and then he just runs the rest of the way. Deacon Nickens with a huge rainbow shot.
There we go. There's your rainbow. He's behind the D, and he's gonna saunter into the end zone. I love it.
Corey Jones beat everybody, but most of all, Rolliman
Watch
Hood.
this. It's like he says, scoreboard. What scoreboard? I'm scoring. Woohoo.
That was a huge play of 71 yards. And Tulsa, who's shown the propensity for the big play, mostly with Gabriel Manning, pulls out Corey Jones that time.
Wow. Wow. Not only is that a wow for the score, but you just said propensity and you used aforementioned in the same broadcast. Jeez.
And Tulsa tightens this one back up with the extra point. It's now 21-10 with 7:53 to go.
I'll tell you what, the Rick meter is still leaning Revolution, but it might be getting a little twitchy there with that. Tulsa's figured something out on offense. That's right.
There's the meter.
There's the meter. I'm pointing at you, Louisiana. You want a piece of the Rick meter?
Tulsa says, no, we want in on some of the fun too. Mike Twinscrew back from his own 2-yard line, spins up the middle and gets knocked down at his own 23. So for the Revolution,
yes,
you had a 50-yard rushing touchdown last time you touched the ball on a 5-play 74-yard drive.
What did Tulsa do on their last drive?
Tulsa went 2 plays, 73 yards, a 71-yard touchdown pass from Deacon Nickens to Corey Jones.
Well, I think Revolution, I set the bar. Revolution has 2 plays to score here.
And the first play goes out to Reggie Streeter, and Streeter picks up about 10 yards or so on the play. He's knocked out of bounds by Espen Real.
Spoil the trend, and the Rick meter staff will take notice of that. Well, Tulsa do themselves a huge favor if they can get a stop here on one of these set of downs, still on the minus side of the field for the Revolution, Colin.
Crazy 8's 2000. Responding to Slim Shady in the chat, he says, I feel a bit dirty when the Rick meter appears on screen, and Dwayne goes, it's the diesel fumes.
We're still working on those t-shirts. The Rick meters leaning my way.
Johnny Pickler, 6-step drop, fires it out, complete to Aaron Storm, and Storm will pick up 7 yards. And the young man who came over from London in the offseason as a part of this team has now 4 catches for 41 yards on 5 targets. That's efficiency.
A little nice sling job there by Pickler as he throws it really to a space. And the receiver breaks into it.
And the throw out to Chase Earl makes the catch for the first down as he's wrapped up by DJ Majesty. Earl.
Well, they're going to say he had possession while he was across the line to gain, even though he ended up going to the turf behind the line to gain, Colin.
Yeah, that counted as forward progress. As Louisiana comes out, this time in the power eye with 3 men in the backfield. Reggie Streeter with an ISO up the middle. Surges ahead for 6 yards. He's up to 84 yards and has that 1 rushing touchdown
I'll tell you,
on 10 carries.
I'm sorry, Colin Streeter's beginning to develop that gasp or hold your breath aspect to his running right now, or it looks like he could break one at any time again.
1 receiver either side. Pickler under center. Gives on a power play, but Streeter wrapped up in the backfield.
Tulsa, I'll accept your thanks for jinxing him later. You're welcome. Oh, and nice defense.
For Louisiana, they have been 3 for 5 on 3rd down.
And the only way we know that is thanks to KT Harrell and Dave Harrell running stats. Thank you very much.
Coming in, Louisiana was 50% on 3rd down.
As look
Johnny
out,
Pickler gets sacked.
Whoa.
That's not what you wanted.
Oh.
And Bertha Demora
shoots the 3 over the top of Pickler there.
ran over the offensive tackle
Oh.
and got to Johnny in the backfield.
He wants to know the license plate number of that truck that just hit him. And that forces a punt. Exciting for Tulsa right here.
Oh, the block was nearly put on as Gabriel Manning camps under this one. Manning to the outside. Nasty stiff arm, but he will only get to the 26-yard line. So with 4:56 to go, Louisiana in front 21-10, but Tulsa with momentum. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports in for the fans. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Stack Up Stadium as the Tulsa Desperados look to change the momentum tide as they start 1st and 10 on their own 26. Sonzo Robinson with the carry. He picks up a yard. As we take a look at the series history, Tulsa leads the series 2-0. This is their first meeting since season 12, and last time these teams met back in March of 2019. It was a close game. Tulsa won by 3, 37-34. So these teams are no strangers to playing each other real close. As Gabriel Manning hauls it in for a second catch out of bounds at the 23 to set up a 3rd and 3.
Colin, watching you execute that graphic and read over there for the fans, I'm reminded to tell everybody that yours truly picked up a 200-bit fine for speaking over the graphic earlier in the game. So, gonna have to pony up here.
There's Manning up to the top. And Nickens going deep down the field. It's caught by Mosley. And Mosley is rumbling down the field. And he scores. Touchdown, Tulsa.
Oh, boy.
Anthony Mosley, who had that minus 5-yard reception the first time he touched the ball, makes a huge impact the second time he touches it.
Wow. He just kind of, they sort of forget about him. I mean, He's a tight end, for gosh sakes. They run patterns, right, Colin? Am I right?
Yeah.
It's like they just sort of watch him.
They run patterns. They line them up everywhere.
Right. They can catch the ball. They just sort of watch him. Catches the Revolution there. Linebacking and defensive back core sort of getting mixed up or asleep. I don't know.
And this crowd is stunned.
And Nickens saw it right away because he barely takes a drop and he fires it. And I thought, that's what the heck is going on in that 1 nanosecond. And then, oh, that's what's going on. We're going to score here.
Judah Dorgan with the extra point, and it's now a 21-17 game with 4:04 left. And the Vancouver Legion in the chat says, is it a 14-0 run? And I would imagine, yes. They've scored the last few touchdowns.
2 touchdowns, yeah.
As Mike Twinscrew with a good spin up the middle gets it to the 28.
Yes, 28-yard line.
28-yard line. And the Revolution now, things start to get tense for the first time in a while. Reggie Streeter, take a look at his numbers. 8.3 yards a carry on 10 totes of the ball. Here's Reggie Streeter. Will get stopped for no gain at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10.
Well, the Tulsa boys are feeling it right now. And with that score, the Rick meter is going to go back to even right now. Rick meter back to even. Louisiana people, don't at me on that. They're upset. Score.
Pickler going deep. Throws an interception. That's Nate Haslett. Pass intended for Cody Scott. And oh my goodness.
Well, the Rick meter information reaches Tulsa defense, and they come up with a sparkling play. Look at that.
Haslett was trailing Scott the whole time, and rather than just throw a bullet, he tried to loft it, but he lofted it too short.
I was watching the defense and the wide receivers on that. Colin, was Pickler under pressure? Because that was double and a half coverage, maybe, with 3 defenders in the area.
I don't think he was under too much pressure. Sanzo Robinson gets this one. Tip arms another defender out of bounds at the 35. And that's the first catch of the day for Sanzo, who's spent time with the Desperados previously as a wide receiver several years ago. Deacon Nickens, he's bounced back nicely. He's thrown a couple of long touchdown passes. You know, things have settled down. The front 7 for Louisiana hasn't gotten to him yet. It's Robinson.
You're right. That was a first down. Sorry. I'm just like going fanboy here. What the heck? Sure looked like he crossed the line to gain.
3rd down and inches. Coming in the game, Tulsa was 44% on 3rd down. They've been slightly better today. It's less than a yard for a first down. Sanzo Robinson going wide. He won't get it. In fact, he lost the yard. He tried to go sideways when the most simple idea was probably go straight ahead. Jeff Malinishin on the TFL.
Well, the Revolution had 3 defenders over on the right side of the formation, of the Tulsa formation, and they ran that way.
And they're
going to same thing.
And they snap it before the 2-minute warning, and Sanzo this time picks up the first down without much trouble.
Oh, they got the memo, Colin, from you.
We reached the 2-minute warning. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and For the Fans. Tulsa trying to take the lead over Louisiana. They trail 21-17. Back out of the 2-minute warning here at Stack Up Stadium in Houma, Louisiana. The hometown revolution. Things are starting to get a bit treacherous here.
Well, Tulsa just converts a 4th down on them.
Deacon Dickens again, going mad bomber. Oh, incomplete. Evan Arthur, who's had a couple of pick sixes in these past 2 years, was the corner guarding Manning on that play as they went deep down the field once again.
Right now, people might say, geez, that wasn't right. But I think that was actually a good throw by Nickens because they wanted to go deep. I think that this sets up some more plays here before the half, play design calls, and he just threw it in a place where it wasn't going to be caught either way.
Right. Either his guy caught it or nobody caught it.
Oh,
time, he tried to throw.
That was the one they wanted, yeah.
He's looking for, I think that was DJ Hume, or it might have been Corey Jones in the slot. Nickens runs, hurry up, and down he goes. And with that, they're out of field goal range, unfortunately. Deontay Wilder with the sack.
So costly right there. I was just going to compliment Nickens on how he was doing sort of the casual walk around, look around, and then he gets the quick snap, trying to catch him in something, and they ended up catching him in the backfield. As you said, Colin, taking them out of field goal range and forcing a punt.
So they are unable to capitalize on their bold move.
It's a bold move, Cotton.
But it didn't pay off. High snap. Oh, that was nearly blocked. We saw Chicago block a couple of punts yesterday.
Oh,
and
nice.
One will be down inside the 10 to the 5. This gunner with the brilliant maneuvers, number 24 for Tulsa there. Just running down, hustling, pinning them inside the 10.
It's a little known fact that Colin moonlights occasionally on the Ocho.
Yes, I do, but unfortunately, dodgeball season was canceled due to
the virus.
Due to the virus, as Reggie Streeter picks up 5 yards to the 10, and it looks like Louisiana will just continue to sit on the ball and run out the rest of the clock. Although Tulsa kicked the ball off to start the game, they'll get the ball first coming out.
Ooh.
There's Johnny Pickler's numbers. He has 1 passing touchdown. He's up under center. And he will throw out of a 6-step drop across the middle. Aaron Storm couldn't quite get in front of it. Alberto DeMore applying the quarterback pressure. Third and 5 from the 10. They go quads. No, they go doubles. Left.
Interesting non-use of the timeout by Tulsa. They could have potentially gotten the ball back, maybe for one play.
Oh, and it's a completion over the middle to Chase Earl to the 27, and Earl is fired up about that. He got hurt on the very first offensive play last week versus London. And so far, the young man has made 3 catches for 32 yards on 4 targets.
Oh, is that all? Jeez.
And last play to half, over the middle, Cody Scott picks up a first down to the 37. And that'll wrap up a whirlwind of a first half.
Indeed.
Deacon Nickens with a 71-yard touchdown pass and a 67-yard touchdown pass. Puts things a little closer. Their defense got a turnover. Although Tulsa was pick 6 after 2 plays. As you look at the yards, it's fairly even except for rushing yards. Sonzo Robinson.
It is pretty even though, and which agrees with the Rick Meter's neutral position at this point at the half. So 2 halves to rule them all, I guess, Colin.
DJ Majesty with 7 tackles.
2 halves, 2 quarters.
As Reggie Streeter in that first half of play had 91 yards and 13 carries. There's the pick six by Nathan Blake. Ashley Jackson checking in from poolside. Hello. Two-time Community Ambassador of the Year. This great league of ours.
Poolside. She's my idol.
DJ Majesty, 7 tackles from his linebacker position. And Reggie Streeter, I think Ezekiel Love is still looking for Reggie Streeter.
He's still wandering around the field. I'll get him, coach.
Pickler, 112 yards and a touchdown. Deacon Nickens, 266 and a touchdown.
Don't make me run suicides, please, coach.
Look at Saren Storm. Beautiful inline reception on the post cut. And Deacon going to Corey Jones over the top. That was a huge play to start things off. And, you know, Nickens just throws this one on a post cut to Mosley. Almost a sidearm slot action. And he outruns everybody there. 248-pound tight end, 6'5", is pretty good foot speed. Also intercepted Pickler. Who didn't have an interception last week versus London. Now throwing his 4th touchdown pass of the year, 3 coming in. And welcome in back to Stack Up Stadium. I'm Colin Northrop. My broadcast partner is Rick Northrop. He currently decided that he wanted to sample the buffet that was outside. You know, they have good Cajun food here, you know, po' boys, crawfish, you name it, they got it. So he wanted to sample some before coming back, but he obviously took a while because there's a bit of a line. Trust me, I saw it during pregame. As Gabriel Manning will return this up the middle, spins to the 30-yard line. Manning hasn't been near as deadly in the return game as he was last week. He took the opening kickoff against Chicago for a touchdown. And so far, Manning, 5 targets, 2 receptions for 26 yards. There's Deacon Nickens under center, 4 wide. Give to Sonzo Robinson up the middle, and Robinson picks up 9 yards. He's now up to 34 yards. Remember, coming in the game, he averaged 50.5 coming in, so he's on a pretty good pace to break that here today.
Indeed, and one great thing about that, just dive up the middle, Colin, is that'll set up some play action, some other things later in this series if they can continue to, if they can generate first downs.
2 tight ends the same side. They go the opposite way. Sonzo Robinson with another vicious stiff arm gets to the Desperado 49-yard line.
Of course, just continuing to hand the ball off up the middle has its own benefits.
I was remarking while you were gone about how good some of the crawfish and po' boy stuff was.
Right, yeah, down in this part of the country. We had to make sure Denver the service dog was okay for a hot second.
Deacon Nickens, quick drop, throws it out to Robinson. His 2nd reception this time picks up 2. Tackle made by Jeff Molinishin. You see the friendly sportsman tap on the back of the helmet. They go 4 wide. This is gun straight. Nickens to the sideline, complete.
Throws underneath route. Too bad that couldn't generate a first down. Brings up 3rd and 4. Is this another Dive.
I don't know. They
Off
got
tackle.
plenty of options here.
Off tackle.
Under center, 2 tight ends to the same side.
Louisiana loads the line, Colin. Back
No
into
throw.
coverage.
The rush is on. Oh, incomplete. They were looking for the reserve tight end, number 87, Kevin Grayson, who couldn't haul it in, but it would have been enough for the first down.
Yeah, a little bit of that play turned almost immediately into a bit of an emergency. They couldn't go to the couldn't pull the trigger on that option. Go back to the play before that where they threw underneath, but the route wasn't run deep enough to generate the first down.
Here is the punt all the way down inside the 5 at the 1. Second time that this young man, Farouk, has pinned the Revolution in the shadow of their own goalpost. There's Cody Scott. Lined up on the line. 3 men in the backfield. Reggie Streeter gets the carry here. He has to be careful. Up the middle, and Streeter gets to the 4. That'll be a pickup of 2. He's approaching 100.
Generous spot with that 4. It looked like he was down just over the line of scrimmage, but be that as it may. Suddenly the chat's erupted with food, Colin. You were talking about food, now people are chatting about food. Hey, people, focus football.
And there's a free play down as Reggie Streeter nearly picked up the first down. Espen Real on the tackle.
Will they take second and short?
Or will they accept the penalty? No, they declined. It was Roberto DeMora who jumped early.
Despite our 62 indicating the goalpost was offsides.
That's okay.
It looked like that from the camera angle.
Above the ball comes Doc Smith. 3 men in the backfield for the Revolution. Reggie Streeter gets the first down on 3rd and inches, but it was tough sledding. Looked like he was going to get it with ease, but he was held up in traffic, but still got it.
Yes, indeed. And I believe I was incorrect. I called it 2nd and inches, but it was 3rd and inches because the play stood. Either way, new set of downs.
There's a look at Terrence Storm's numbers. 42 yards on 4 grabs and a touchdown.
4 grabs. Is that getting all handsy with the nuns there?
Oh! They tried to throw an arrow route to Chafunkta, who stepped up, made some big plays against London after Chase Earl went down, but he was no match for Espen Real, the big linebacker coming over the middle there.
Well, he's still got the ball out in front of him trying to secure the catch, and he puts his hat right on it, knocks it away. Good play.
They go 4 wide once again, 2 to either side. A little deep drop from Pickler has the duck, and he just barely got rid of it before Chris Andrews came in and nailed him.
Nice play, and 2 ducks on that play.
Ducked inside Demora's rush, and then Andrews came in and hit him from the other side. 3rd down and 10 for the Revolution. They're ball on their own 13. Again, they stick with this 4 wide set. Pickler over the middle, knocked away. Espen Real. He's big for a linebacker. He's 6'5", 240. He stuck his long arm out there and knocked it away.
Second time they've run that play. Second time, this time didn't work out as well as the first one, and that's similar to the scoring play that Nickens ran. The quick short drop and Short drop and a quick fire over the middle.
Oh, and this punt is nearly blocked. And Manning will call a fair catch at the Revolution 48. So with 7:33 to go in the third, it's still 21-17 Louisiana, but Tulsa has the ball with an opportunity to take the lead. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Don't go anywhere. Back here in Houma, Louisiana, the Tulsa Desperados looking to take the lead. Have the ball first 10 on the Revolution 48-yard line. Deacon Nickens under center. Turns, gives to Sizer Robinson. Breaks 2 tackles. Weaves through traffic. And before Jeff Malinishin brings him down, he's up to 58 yards with that carry.
Very effective lead blocking. If we get another look at it, here we go. Watch this.
Buffalo Marshall,
Boom.
the fullback.
Seals the second level hole for him. Nice. What, did I stun you there, Colin?
Got to give credit. Two sides of Robinson, he's stuck with it.
Single back this time.
Nickens back to throw. Post cut down the middle. Gabriel Manning all the way down to the one. He almost scored. Evan Arthur saves a touchdown for the moment.
Wow. Everybody look up the JJKL Classic Tulsa time as covered by Eric Clapton. That is definitely playing in my head right now, Colin.
And he almost broke it. And Arthur, who's only 6'3", had a tough time bringing down the 6'4", 220-pound wide receiver. Sanzo Robinson is the deep back. He gets the carry. Goes wide. Chuck Diesel meets him, though.
Going wide. All right, I'm sorry. They've had some beautiful just dives into the line.
On this day,
August 2nd,
on season 5, Orlando defeated Honolulu 17-13. The only game that was on this date here, August 2nd until today, as the touchdown goes. No, I thought that was for sure a touchdown to Gabriel Manning, but they said he was out of bounds. Only 3rd and goal from the 3.
You get a red hanky on this?
Deion Hawkins with another challenge.
And not only Hawkins is not happy, and not only did he throw the red hanky, I think he may have blown his nose out before he threw it.
Let's get a look at it.
To emphasize the point.
It's a quick out.
Wait. Come on, guys. One.
Oh, I think he had both feet in.
I don't know. Like, he kind of had like a little hop when he went out of bounds.
He dragged the second foot. And we have a change on the field. It's a touchdown. It's a touchdown to Gabriel Manning from Deacon Nickens. Nickens' 3rd touchdown pass of the day. And the Rick meter, I think, is firmly swinging over.
Hey, listen, stop stepping on the Rick meter. They're going to come and get you. So the Rick meter had been on neutral, but the Rick meter is now going to be lean, not firmly, but lean Tulsa. Oh my gosh, who expected that? 76% of the betting fans did not.
The extra point is up and good by Judah Dorgan. And after being down 21-3, Tulsa takes the lead. And like he said, the Rick meter is now Lean Tulsa.
Lean Tulsa, yeah.
Again, we take a look at the community poll. 76.2% had the Revolution winning this game. But also thanks to 21 unanswered points.
They're making a bid. Tulsa's making a bid. Now, this game is far from over, so we'll see what happens. But holy cow.
Mike Twinscrew returns it up to the 24.
We'll take a quick trip back in the Rick Meter primer. It's neutral. The next position off of neutral is lean, and then after that is solid or firmly. So you can be any one of those positions. And right now it is lean Tulsa.
Johnny Pickler. He has to do something, or he has to feel like he's doing something. They relied on that guy, Reggie Streeter, an awful lot today. He takes the swing pass, and Reggie Streeter all the way down to the Tulsa 49. It's Pickler's up over the 140 mark, or right at 140.
This is like, Streeter running down the sideline, play number 17 in this game.
Opper Xavier with a great block there.
We'll get Streeter's stats here in a second. KT and Dave Harrell manning the stat booth for us. Thank you very much.
I formation, 2 wide receivers on the same side. That is Earl and Storm. They go the other way with Streeter, who breaks the tackle, spins off another, and picks up 3 yards for his troubles. I see chatter in the chat. They're getting it done. Is Tulsa with weapons not named Gabriel Manning. Manning has 4 catches for 61 yards and a touchdown. Corey Jones, 2 catches for 75 yards and a touchdown. Anthony Mosley, 2 catches for 62 yards.
What do you got for Streeter's stats so far?
As we get offside, Cody Scott makes the catch, broke the tackle. I imagine they declined the penalty here, or it might give them enough for a first down. We'll see. R62 calls in neutral zone infraction on number 98, KT Slayer, trying to get a head start on the rush. For Reggie Streeter, he has 18 carries, 133 yards. Johnny Pickler's completed 13 passes for out of 20 attempts.
Streeter's at 7.4 YPC. Not surprising.
Here's Pickler under center. Gives once again to Streeter, and Streeter weaves through traffic and picks up the first down. And that's second and short. So we take a look at the number of plays run. Tulsa at 43. Louisiana 45 and counting. Pretty even for both sides.
Continuing the evenly matched halftime stats, Colin, and we've got a fairly evenly matched scoreboard.
Quick drop. Throw again out to Streeter. Spun off one man, but only managed to pick up 3. And for Reggie Streeter, he's made an impact in the receiving game as well.
Yes.
With multiple receptions, including that one deep down the field.
Well, and you can tell, Colin, both these teams have picked up their game, their sense of urgency. They know they're in a dogfight, and it's all on the line right now.
Pickler deep drop. The sideline caught. That is by Streeter. The reception is good for a first.
Missed everything right now.
To the 25-yard line. First down. 4 wide receivers, 2 to either side. Johnny Pickler under center. Quick drop. Arrow route again this time. It's caught by Mike Twinscrew. And welcome to the game, Twinscrew. That is his first target. And that is good for a 9-yard pickup. Correction, it was actually target number 2, his first reception of the day. 2nd and 1. This is easy money with Reggie Streeter in the backfield. A three-back set up the middle. He goes. Oh, he lost the ball. Lost the ball.
Who's got
and
it?
I think Tulsa has the ball. Oh my goodness! Reggie Streeter puts the ball on the carpet, and
Oh,
Johnny Pickler tried to dive on the ball.
there were a couple of Revolution right there. Look, neither
Pickler
one of
tried to
them could
dive
come
it.
up with it.
Dive it, and a couple of offensive linemen did.
Wow. Oh boy.
This could be a huge upset in the making.
Oh, you're bringing out the U word here in the third quarter. Okay, I'm gonna go with it.
As Deacon Nickens to the sideline, Manning catches it for 5 yards.
Just that was totally unexpected. Raise your show of hands. Who thought who was caught by surprise in that fumble? Raise your hand. You, yep, you over there. Yep, yep, yep. Pretty much everybody's got their hands up, Colin. I mean, that's crazy.
Twin tight ends to the same side of a paired look, and Sonzo Robinson grinds it in for 3 yards.
That was a deep handoff, and he had to run 5 or 7 yards just to get to the line of scrimmage.
My buddy Dwayne Schindler said Streeter was stripped when he spun and left the ball exposed because he was in mid-spin.
Good eyes, Mr. Schindler.
And Nickens, it's intercepted by Nathan Blake, and Nathan Blake returns it to the 38.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Oh. Now we got to be careful of the mental aspect of Tulsa here, Colin. They work hard, get this fumble, put their offense in a position to possibly put some more points on the board, and they turn it over. So the defense is in a tough mental state here. Let's see how they do. Pickler and crew looking for a little redemption from that last drive.
They go to the shotgun with 3 wide receivers.
Tulsa's playing them tight.
They're clear to throw. Deep. Stop for the catch.
For the first down. And they start way on the plus side of the field, and they've got a first down right off the bat.
They run a little corner route.
As Louisiana tries to take advantage of this tough spot that the Tulsa defense has found themselves in which the Tulsa defense has found themselves. Sorry, I didn't want to dangle my participle there.
3 wide receivers again, press coverage from the Desperados. Pickler to twin screw, but knocked away.
Ooh.
Knocked away expertly by number 24, Mo Austin. 7th round draft pick. 20th selection in that round.
Wow, that could have been interesting.
There's Headslap, who has an interception off of Johnny.
Fairly standard offset eye here, Colin. What do they do out of this? We will find out.
And it's a handoff to Reggie Streeter. He's got all kinds of room. And Reggie Streeter all the way down to the 1 yard line.
He's weaving and running.
There's a great double team block here. We'll see it here. And it was
right there. Yep.
It was the guard. It was Leonard Butler Sr. and the fullback with a double team kickout block. That was great stuff right there.
That almost gets him to the end zone.
As we're winding under 40 seconds in the third quarter. Will he give us the Streeter finish job? Yes, he will, and he gets in. Touchdown, Louisiana. So they take advantage of Nathan Blake's second interception.
Louisiana will not be denied.
To go up by 3 pending the extra point.
The revolution must continue. The revolution will be televised. A little back and and fourth action, Colin. And for the fans.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
This extra point, it'll put the over-under total. It'll put the total points for the game where?
We'll find out.
We have 34 seconds left in the third. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Don't go anywhere. 24-28, Louisiana leads. As the Louisiana Revolution take control with a 4-point lead, 28-24, 34 seconds left in the third. Gabriel Manning on the return. Manning spins to the inside and it gets knocked down at 28.
So coming out of the end of the third, the Rick meter was at neutral, undecided as to which team may have the advantage and may ultimately prevail in this game, and we're still at neutral.
Yes, indeed, we are. Tulsa, though, with an opportunity to take the lead or at the very least get 3 points and make this a 1-point game. Deacon Nickens back to throw. Rainbow shot down the field, caught! At the Louisiana 48-yard line, that is Miller. The extra wide receiver, Marcel Miller, number 80, deep down the field, right in front of the defensive back, Rolleman Hood, who gave up a 71-yard touchdown to Corey Jones earlier. And now with that.
Well, that gets him out to the midfield point of the midfield area.
And Sonzo Robinson up the middle, and that'll be the last play to corner as he's now up to 64 yards and 16 carries. It'll be a 2nd and 5 from the Revolution 42 to start the third. Louisiana leads 20-24. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Stay tuned after these commercial messages. Here at the start of the fourth quarter, the Tulsa Desperados looking to take control. It's 2nd and 5. I'm Colin Northrup. He's Rick Northrup, and Sonzo Robinson picks up 4.5 yards, close to 5, to set up the third in less than 1.
Well, 1 quarter to rule them all, Colin, and a super exciting game. Very unexpected at this point, 28-24. with Tulsa being extremely competitive and giving Louisiana all they can handle, Colin.
3rd and inches. 2 tight ends. Sons of Robinson trying to finish the job. Forward progress will give him the first down.
So close.
First and 10 at the Revolution 38. 2 tight ends the same side. Gabriel Manning by himself to the top. Joker's pair look up the middle. Robinson will pick up 4 yards to the 34. Make it a 2nd and 6.
Kind of weaves his way through there. Makes a little something out of nothing. Picks his way through the blocking salad that got up front there on that play.
There's Roston Appley with his 2 sacks. Would he like number 3 right here?
We got a little something special. Let's see.
Here's Nickens.
Oh, the pump fake. Yeah.
Over the middle, one-handed catch. That was DJ Hume, number 15. Made a spectacular reception as Deacon Nickens. And a pump fake.
Look at that. He had 3 guys open there. That pump fake was super effective.
First and 10 from the Revolution 20. Sons of Robinson the deep back. Deacon Nickens to throw. Corner route, touchdown, DJ Hume.
Uh-oh. There's a flag on the play.
No, that was Manning. That was Manning on the corner route. He caught it.
Late hit, number 22, defense.
That was a late hit on Evan Arthur, and I think that is just a sign of frustration. As once again, the Desperados take the lead.
Wow.
Jumped in front of Nathan Blake beautifully.
That's a great series by Nickens. Good play calling by the Brain Trust for the Desperados, as they had the Revolution a little bollocksed up on defense.
That's the 4th touchdown pass of the day for Deacon Nickens. As Judah Dorgan puts it through to make it 31-28. But 9:02 left to go in this ball game. The return up the middle. Twins crew tries to make a juke, gets to the 21. There's the profile. Leonard Butler Sr. from Freesboro, Tennessee, played for Ottawa, served in both the Marines and the U.S. Army National Guard. He's been driving a semi-truck for over 3 decades now and has 2 grandkids. It's one of the many great personalities you'll see. One of the many folks playing offensive line. Reggie Streeter picks up a yard. He's now up to $131 for his troubles. It was 2nd and 9. We got an offside call, free play, Pickler going deep, knocked down, incomplete.
I thought he was, it was going to be one of them fancy carom catches there, Colin.
Ezekiel Love covering. Once again, this front 7 trying to get ahead of Pickler. Again, it's on Berto Demora. Leonard Butler Sr. 6 years in the U.S. Marines, 9 years in the Tennessee National Guard.
Holy cow, thank you for your service. That's amazing. Did you say Marines?
Yeah.
Once a Marine, always a Marine.
3 men in the backfield for Pickler. 2nd and 4. Give to Streeter. Streeter following his blocks, has to cut through traffic, and Hill manages to pick up the first down.
Louisiana down by 3 as we move under 8 minutes here in the fourth quarter, Colin. Obviously, they want to at least tie it at this point.
Pickler. Slant cut over the middle, caught. That is Chase Earl, his 4th reception on 5 targets.
Chase Earl with a sure-handed possession type catch. Look at that. He knows he's in the open. He knows he's probably going to get hit. Make sure he secures the ball. He knows he's got the first. Hats off to him and that kind of play.
And for Earl, that was his 55 yards now on those catches. And that's another one for him as he picks up 3 more to the 50.
Tough player right there.
A bird of the moor has been called for neutral zone attractions 3 times. He said he just wanted to give Johnny a hug.
A hug in quotation marks, I bet. I'm going to say hi. Send my warm greetings.
Here's Reggie Streeter again. Spins to the inside, but look at stop to the line of scrimmage for no gain. Espen Real with another tackle.
He's not buying any of that spin move, is he?
He is not indeed. That's his 5th tackle. DJ Majesty is 10 to lead all defenders in this game. Chuck Diesel and Jeff Militian have 6 each for Louisiana. Throw over the middle, first down. Catch is made. That is Jufuncta. Gets it to the Desperado 42.
No hugs because of COVID. Hilarious. Dark humor is always appreciated.
The chat is on Twitch
what?
TV/FTF Next if you want to join. Reggie Streeter, meanwhile, surges ahead for 6 yards. Set up a 2nd and 4 as the clock continues to drain ever slowly.
Slowly. Well, it's kind of a ham and egg attack here right now for the Revolution, and Tulsa's going to have to figure it out as they're allowing them to get into field goal position.
Pickler pumps, goes to Streeter. That's another catch for Reggie, but he's only able to advance forward to set up a 3rd and 1. Pickler 204 yards, touchdown pass and interception. Deacon Nickens, bigger surprise, 4 touchdowns. This guy threw 42 interceptions in season 15 last year through 12 games. He's definitely cleaned that up.
How many interceptions does he have now?
Way less than 42. That's good. Oh my goodness. Reggie Streeter. It's his 2nd lost fumble, and TJ Majesty picks it up for Tulsa. Oh my word. What is happening today?
Oh no. I don't believe what I just saw.
4:58 to go. Can Tulsa continue this?
All right, one of the truisms in football, the lead and the ball late in the fourth quarter. If you're going to win, you have to prove it here by maintaining possession.
Sansa Robinson gets the carry. Robinson runs over Rolleman Hood. He's just had all kinds of rough days. He's had receivers beat him downfield, and now he gets run over by Robinson.
The truck. Well, now it's Louisiana's turn to figure out what should be a pretty standard Tulsa attack, although they've had a propensity to throw in the old dipsy-doo
80 yards on 20 carries for Robinson. This is carry number 21, and he will get stopped at the line of scrimmage. Chuck Diesel recording yet another huge tackle.
Yeah, Louisiana not fooled on that. And I don't blame them. They're probably the odds-on favorite for another running play.
3rd and 2.
Let me throw at him
Pair
here.
tight ends to the same side. Probably going to Robinson.
Well blocked up the middle, might get it done.
And he cuts
he
to the
wanders
outside.
around. Oh, no.
And he gets stopped for a loss of 1.
Well, there you go. There you go, peoples. 4th and 3 with the lead. You've got to punt here.
Andre Krim in the chat wants to know if anyone has a license on that truck. Here is the punt from Tulsa. Twin screw waiting. Will field this. Up the middle it goes. Got blown up at the 27. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. 31-28 Tulsa. Can they hang on? Find out after this commercial break. Reggie Streeter and this Louisiana Revolution team down by 3. Johnny Pickler gives to Streeter. Streeter gets only 1 yard, and here we go with the hurry up. Again, same play. Oh no, they're stuck in this formation. That was a 2-yard pickup on the previous play.
3rd and long. Oh, the same play, Colin.
Oh no. That just about worked out just as badly.
I'm going to put up my blast
As you
shield
could.
while the chat gets ready to explode on that series of 3 plays.
And they're going to elect to punt.
Yeah, I think you got to. It's tough, but they got their timeouts.
They were just caught in a formation there.
Formation funk.
This Gabriel Manning returns to the 36, so they'll get
well covered there by the Revolution. No?
Yes, indeed it was.
CPU error. I think the Whopper got caught playing tic-tac-toe. Man, that would have been a better joke if I hadn't flubbed it up.
1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line. Robinson up the middle. Surges ahead for 5 yards.
He seemed to run into the tackler, but I thought that was going to go for more, Colin. Watch for them to come back to some similar concept.
We've reached a 2-minute warning here in Louisiana. Revolution down by 3, but Tulsa has the ball looking to salt it away. You're watching the SFL on 11 Sports in for the fans. Here out of the 2-minute warning, the Louisiana Revolution trying to have an opportunity to tie up this game at the very least or win it.
But they got to get the ball back.
And that's a good start. They stopped Sons of Robinson for no gain to set up a 3rd and 5. Timeout called with 1:57 left. Jeff Malinishin trying to fire up his team.
Well, probably the most critical play of the game right here for Tulsa. Picking up this 1st down will make it very difficult for the Revolution.
The gift to Robinson, and he's not going to get there. Chuck Diesel wraps him up.
They choose to force Louisiana to burn a timeout. Sector 6 is the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League, and replica jerseys are out now. Get your name on the back of your teams or your fans' favorite teams. Jersey and visit team stores and libraries of purchase options through the sector6apparel.com or through our website at simulationfl.net. Just hit the shop button.
Those are some really good jerseys, not only you see on screen, but across all the teams. As Mike Twinscrew will get knocked down at his own 24. Minute 45 left. 1 timeout remaining. Can Johnny Pickler come through in the clutch for his ball team?
Good question. I can't believe this game, Colin, with all of the different lead changes, interceptions, big plays, long plays.
Another offsides. No. I think it's the same guy. A one-handed catch by Twinscrew. Oh, my. They'll most likely decline this one.
I think they will. I think that's a fair bet. Wow, and that little hesitation, too, may have messed up the timing on the rush, which may have allowed that medium-range completion to happen.
Twinscrew with an amazing reception as poor Berta DeMora is caught again.
Well, the Rick meter is still lean Tulsa at this point, but it is getting twitchy and nervous. The Rick meter does not like to be wrong. There you go.
There you go.
Listen to me now or believe me later.
Pickler going deep. Oh,
wow.
That was incomplete.
That was a score-saving one-handed tip.
Looking for Chase Earl, but Cameron Shaw.
Chase Motor Earl gets himself down the field.
Those were teammates in St. Louis last year. Shaw was a non-contract wide receiver, and Earl was.
What happened to St. Louis? The St. Louis diaspora here is on full display. Oh, throws under.
Throws under to Earl.
Brings
That
up
sets
third
up
and
a
4.
Third and 4.
2 plays left.
Here's Pickler. Deep down the field. Oh! Knocked away from Sharon Storm. There were 3 Desperado defenders in the area, and it all comes down
That
to
was
this.
eminently pickable. And that would have ended the revolution. But they get one more play to try and stay alive. Staying alive.
Pickler under center. Quick drop. Throw over the middle.
He's
Storm
got him.
caught for the first down.
Whoa.
To the 42, and I'm surprised they're not going hurry up. They're
Whoa,
just letting this clock run. You think they'd be a little more urgency.
Yeah, they need just a few more yards to get in solid field goal range. But yes, I agree with you.
Oh, this isn't the formation you want to come out of at this time. But Reggie Streeter making it pay off as he gets into field goal range at the 29-yard line, and now they go again with the hurry up. Let's hope it goes better this time than it did last time. Streeter.
Loses
he
yards.
lost yards back to the 31.
Oh no, they're still hurrying up.
I think they have another play in this formation, but Streeter this time cuts it inside, and it looks like they're going to set up an all or nothing type proposition here.
Oh, Streeter goes backwards again. Is that Streeter?
They got to the 30, and they will let the rest of this
Oh,
run all the way down.
Well, wind down. It'll be a 47-yarder when we come out of the timeout.
Matt Finnick, the rookie, in the biggest spot in his young career so far.
Well, does Tulsa, Colin, sequentially burn all 3 timeouts? The ultimate icing. I don't know. Holy smoke.
This is from 47 yards for the win. Or for the tie, rather.
For the tie. That's right.
For the tie.
Overtime would be par for the course, and here it is.
Snap, spot, kick. It has a chance. It's good. It's good for 46 yards. Oh, this. And the game that has been filled with so many craziness continues, as it is now the first overtime game of season 15.
Oh my, Colin. Well, we've had a few OTs in our time. This is the first one of this season, right? And here we go.
Let's see. Tulsa calls heads. It is heads, so the Desperados will get first crack in it. Remember, it's sudden death. Any score of any kind
Is a good score.
is a good score and will win the game. I'm Colin Northup. He's Rick Northup.
Yo.
We have KT and David Horrell on stats. Kevin Irvine is our executive producer. And this is must-see television. The first overtime SFL game of the regular season here in season 15, and Gabriel Manning, looked like he was going to bust out for a moment, gets knocked down to 34. Portland versus Vegas coming up at 8 o'clock on our Twitch channel. Houston versus Lone Star on YouTube. Atlanta and Denver at Monday at 7 right here on 11 and FTF. Followed by Baltimore and Carolina at 9 Eastern. That's the crowd play game of the week. Remember, if you download that app, you can have a chance to win a share of a $1,000 prize pool. Available for iOS and Android. Sanzo Robinson takes the carry. picks up 7, and you see Deacon Nickens' numbers 277 passing yards.
Wow.
He came in averaging 278.5.
I'll remind viewers, in case you're just tuned in, there have been multiple 60-yard plays or more in this game. Either team can score from anywhere on the field, it seems.
Nickens to Robinson up the middle. First down to the 46.
Just want to get out to midfield, it looks like. I applaud their effort to move the sticks, focus on moving the sticks. You just need to march yourself into field goal range and then take some shots. Take some shots from there, you see? You see, that's what I'm talking about.
On they go.
Suddenly I'm in a 40s movie.
On they go. 3 wide receivers, tight end off to the right. Nickens going deep down the field.
Wow.
Caught! Yeah, 30-yard line. They're in field goal range. That's Corey Jones, his third catch.
Let's see if we get another look at that. Did he just sort of reach out with one hand into the little window in which the ball was thrown? I didn't. Oh, here we go.
Oh, here's a better shot.
Look at how the defenders are closing on him, and it's just right where it had to be for a completion.
What a catch by Corey Jones. That puts Nickens up over the 300-yard mark at 302. Quarterback rating 1.12.
1.12?
No, 112.5.
There we go.
Numbers are hard. Deacon Nickens throws in the flat, caught by Robinson, who gets stopped by Nathan Blake at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
I know, it was sort of a quick catch, and the man's on you, but you got to make him miss. You're a highly paid professional.
Garrison Blue in the chat wants to know if your 40s voice was Jimmy Stewart.
I don't know, you see. Jimmy Stewart's very distinctive. I don't, Tom, no, I don't have your money. Your money's over here in Ethel's house. And Ethel, your money's over here in Joe's house, you see.
It's a 3rd down and 9 from the 29. I'd imagine they'd be real conservative here and just give Robinson another carry. He's 4 yards away from 100. Oh, they're going to come out and throw. They better be careful here. This is playing with danger. Deacon Nickens, deep down the field. It's intercepted. Oh, my goodness. Take minutes. Returns it all the way back to the original line of scrimmage. And how crazy here can this game become? There's your answer. Looking for DJ Hume deep down the field. They went for the whole pie, but ended up getting burned.
And there were the worst part is there were other receivers open, Colin. Oh no. Well, now it's the Revolution's chance to stress out the Tulsa D and see what they can do.
32 carries for Reggie Streeter, but they'll put it on Pickler's arm. That pass is completed for 7 yards, but the corner was in perfect position. That'll be 2nd and 3.
Wow. I'm still stunned at that. It's the opportunity to potentially run the ball and kick your field goal to win the game instead.
And even Deacon Nickens in the chat is going, why?
Why? What was I doing? Yeah, Nickens has got to, if that's what was called for by the coaches, he's got to check out of that.
Reggie Streeter, he was stopped in the backfield, but now he's going forward. He runs like 20 yards to gain like 4 yards. Oh my goodness.
Bounces off 3 or 4 tackles for loss and ends up picking up the first down. That's a sad face emoji right there for Tulsa.
They had him dead to rights in the backfield, but he spun out of it. Quick throw on the arrow route to Chase Earl. Picks up 9.
Big fan of the arrow route. And Louisiana makes good use of it here a couple of different times in the second half.
Johnny Pickler under center.
Barely on the plus side of the field. The time for blitzing. It might be passed, but they get him behind the line of scrimmage.
It's for a 2-yard loss. Kyron Hill, his 4th tackle. He has 3 TFLs as a reserve. And when I say reserve, I don't mean backup. It's a guy who gets paid in peanuts rather than dollars. 3rd and 3. Pickler over the middle, caught.
How was that?
Saren Storm for the first down to the 37.
How was that caught? Good job maintaining possession as he hits the ground.
As we look at the comparison, these two guys are both young players. You see their numbers coming in. They stepped up last week when Chase Earl went down. First play of the game, he caught like a 4-yard pass and then was injured for the rest of the game.
Wow. Those two are a load, and here we go. The tight formation. Tulsa matches on D.
Reggie Streeter has a hole. Gets up to the 32.
Wow, brought down only because the DB rushed up and plugged the gap.
And for Reggie Streeter, he's fast approaching 200 yards. He's at 289 as you look at Pickler's numbers. 266. Turns, gives to Reggie. It stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
3rd and 5, and the chat's mentioning how you can always count on the Revolution for a 3rd down conversion. We'll see.
You can always count on Saren Storm. He's coming clutch already. But Johnny's got to be careful here. He's got to be real careful as he's out of an empty back set. Quick
Short
drop to the side.
Oh!
Streeter dropped the ball. He
I-
was kind of half turned.
I don't think he was ready for it. I think that was an emergency throw on Pickler's part, and Streeter was not aware of the pressure that was coming and was not prepared to make the reception.
He was just making his out cut and it hit him in the side. And now Matt Finnick to try a field goal from about the same distance. He made one from 46. This will most likely be 48.
49. It's in his range. See what he's got.
LaFalouche is the holder. Snap, spot, kick. It has a chance. It's good from 49. Louisiana wins. Oh my goodness. The Revolution pulling out after all.
Wow.
On a 49-yard field goal by Matt Finnick in overtime.
The Revolution needed overtime and a lengthy field goal to finally put a stake in the Desperados.
And that is the end of the game. Desperados fall to 1-2. And Louisiana moves to 3-0. As we get a look at the numbers, it's just, look at that. 435 total yards for Louisiana.
Still fairly even, and in the numbers column and on the scoreboard.
DJ Majesty, 16 tackles. Nathan Blake, 10 tackles. And that man, Gabriel Manning, nearly had a touchdown. He had a solid day. 6 grabs for 86 yards and 2 touchdowns. But Reggie Streeter, well, he had fumbling problems to say the least.
He had such a great game, man. He had a couple of mistakes.
Nathan Blake with his second interception.
Who's gonna be player of the game?
Oh, that's gonna be really hard to say, but I think that guy, Reggie Streeter, has gotta be in the conversation at least.
He's probably my leader in the clubhouse. Although Nickens, I mean, you hardly ever see a losing side player get it, but Nickens had some great numbers. His 2 interceptions may have been the difference between he and Streeter. Although Streeter had 2 fumbles. I don't know.
For 302 yards. That was a great catch by Gabriel Manning. Went right up over the DB looking like Randy Moss there. And this second fumble was huge.
Thanks, KT and Dave Harrell on the stats. Keeping Colin and I sounding smart. Here's your matchups.
Coming up next on the SFL Twitch channel, we have Portland at Las Vegas, followed by Houston at Lone Star on YouTube 15 minutes later. And then we have back here on 11 in FTF, Atlanta at Denver, and then Carolina at Baltimore at 9 p.m. Eastern time. That's the crowd play game of the week. That was the decisive play, the Tank Bennett interception.
Yep, with the Desperados in position. Maybe their kicker just doesn't have that much of a leg. I don't know. But certainly standard handoff, which had worked well for them, was in order instead of throwing for it all. And there's your man.
Reggie Streeter, his third consecutive player of the game performance. 36 carries, 167 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. Also added 53 receiving yards.
He's a tough weapon, and the Revolution needed him today.
Well, for those of us at the Simulation Football League, I'm Colin Northrop, he's Rick Northrop.
Yep.
Thanks to our statisticians, KT and David Horrell, our executive producer, Cameron Irvine, who pushes all the buttons and makes everything look fancy.
And who's been satiated with a Coke and large fries.
Have a good day, everyone.